Hello there, welcome to my channel. Today is a speed build video, which I haven't done a speed build video on my channel in quite some time. That's basically all the videos I used to do on my channel. I was kind of in the mood to do a 90s inspired, now keyword inspired because it's not going to look exactly like it, especially with the things that were offered from The Sims 3, but I was just really in the mood to build a house. I wanted to do a family home. Maybe I can use this one day for some kind of, I don't really do challenges or anything like that, but maybe I'll consider trying to do a challenge one day. I don't really know, but in any case, I did want to build this house. And now, of course, this is more of like an American style because I'm from America. So that's kind of like more of the architecture that I know. I kind of base it off nostalgia and things like that. So, and I did look at some photos and things in case, because I was very young in the 90s. So I was pretty much a baby. So I don't fully remember everything. But yeah, so I do a lot of the interiors with carpet. And I do add a basement. I will put a preface that the basement, in order to get to the basement, unfortunately with this house, the way I designed it, because I wanted it to be kind of compact but still walkable, the stairs for it are unfortunately outside in the backyard. I do cover it up with a little half wall, so you don't really pay attention to it, but I just wanted to preface that because it's not like completely exactly like a regular 90s home where, the basement has stairs going down near the kitchen or something. I wanted to, but it just wasn't working with the plan I had for the size and all the furniture that I used. So, sometimes things don't go fully to plan. That's okay. I still try to work around and make it work with how I could. I do put a tiny garage. You can't fit a car in it, but I put a washer and dryer in there. And then there's a driveway for the car. And I do place a car. So this is not like a beginner starter family house. I did not limit myself on the pricing. So I think this was close to like 100k simoleons, this house. Just an FYI, it's not really, a starter for like a challenge or anything. Like this is if you if you're establishing a family or you want to, do real estate cheat and just plop them in there and use it. One thing to know, I do change the color of the carpet in the hallways because I didn't like that reddish look. It kind of gave me like a medical office vibe and I didn't like it. So I do leave it for the office downstairs, but I changed the rest to more of a neutral tone for the rest of the house. And yeah, I just kind of played around a lot with like the colors, and I was looking at inspiration for some kitchens and stuff like that. A lot of them, it seems like in the 90s also were really color coordinated when it came to like the wood swatches and stuff. I do also put landline phones and a lot of clocks in this, just to add to the vibe of not everything was super digital back then. It was the 90s. I do place a computer, one of the only bubble screen computer I think we get in the game for The Sims 3, to match that vibe. If anyone like kind of grew up in the 90s or like the early 2000s, if they remember like the bubble screen TVs and stuff like that. I remember I used to play like kid games on it and like Jimmy Neutron, and there's all those other games and stuff like that. But yeah, this is just kind of like a nostalgia build for me, and just kind of like a cozy home. It does fit up to, I think there's 3 bedrooms. So there is like the main bedroom, which has its own ensuite bath, and that is, I think, like the center room on the upstairs floor. All the bedrooms are upstairs, and I put a nursery. And I also put like kind of like a teenager's bedroom. I make it kind of like really feminine and stuff like that because I really liked the bed from the Master Suite Stuff pack. So I went with that, and I use like lavender. I really love that color. It's my favorite colors. So I kind of went with that. And yeah, this was really fun to build. It did give me some challenges. I do fix the terrain around it, so please ignore it right now. It's a bit bumpy and stuff. I was trying to add a little bit of texture, and I didn't like it, especially with the backyard. So I do change it up a bit. But yeah, and I don't really record much of the backyard, unfortunately. My game crashed at one point, and it was silly of me, probably because I didn't go into Edit Town at one point to save, and I just kept building for hours, which is my fault because I should know better by now that you need to let it take a break, otherwise it will crash the game eventually. So I got pretty much everything back to what it was though at the save point. And there are okay, so the basement is a very nostalgic thing for me because I kind of based it around like childhood and things like that, not from like my specific childhood, but just like from everyone around me that I've seen and things like that. So I kind of make it this cozy like not event space, but like a hangout space, So I add like a a little extra TV room area and like a little sit down couch and beanbag, like some comfy things in there. I put like a little personal bar. I was going to put the laundry there, but I felt that would be so annoying going up and down in multiple stairs. So I do put the laundry, like I said, in the garage instead, since you can just walk out the door, put the laundry in there, and then go about your Sims business, you know? Now there is, besides 3 bedrooms, there is a tiny office in the front, which I'm doing right now here. And then there is right next to it that tiny bathroom. I didn't record it because it's just a tiny half bathroom. It's not that exciting. And oh, just to note, I do use a lot of, I mean, I guess you could say a lot. I don't know the exact amount, but I do use a bit of store content. I don't like to limit myself, especially when I have a certain theme in mind, because there's only so much stuff that the actual packs gave you, unfortunately, with The Sims 3. And the store offered a lot more when it came to themes, like thematic aesthetics and stuff like that. So a lot of the 90s or modern, like sort of like mid-century things like that style kind of play into it, like leather couches, things like that, certain styles. So I had to use things from the store for me to get the vibe that I wanted, unfortunately. But yeah, I just wanted to note that. I just like to preface that. And yeah, I thought this was a cozy, cute little office. I never had like an office growing up in like like the original house that I grew up in, but I felt like this was like a really nostalgic feel in terms of like a small office, you know what I mean? So I really liked how this came out. Like I said, I keep the carpet in that room, but I changed the carpet in this living room here because I just didn't like the color, especially with the color theme I was going for. I ended up going for like more blues because I wanted to match the painting on the wall. And I never really used this couch. I'm not sure where it comes from, but it's from the store. I hope it's from the store and not custom content because it said it was from the store. So I'm really hoping it is. I'm pretty sure it is, but yeah, because the way that it was made, it like has those, what's that called? It's like those little pillows pop up on the corner there, which I thought was a really cool thing. I didn't realize it did that, so I really liked that. And I went for one of those really, I'm not gonna say ugly, but one of those interesting styled lamps, you know, if anyone recognizes those kinds of lamps. I went for one of those. You can't change the color of the lamp though, which was unfortunate. I would have liked to have altered it to like more tones of blue and stuff like that to go with the theme, but it's okay. And for the 70s, 80s, and 90s stuff pack, with the TV, I used that TV they give you with it. I think there's only one TV they give you. It's like the big armoire one. Now this is from my childhood. It doesn't look exactly like the one I had, but there was like this big craze, I think in like the 90s or early 2000s, where people there was this very, very specific style of like shelving and armoire sort of like unit that people wanted. It was like a certain metal black color, and it had a little bracket like inside like middle part for the TV, and around it was just a bunch of cabinets, glass see-through like cabinets and things like that. Like it just this is the best I could get in terms of reminding me of that, but I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about. It was just a very nostalgic thing, so I was like, I need to add that into this. And yeah, and this is the dining room. I wanted to put a fireplace. I felt like that was a typical thing, you know, for like a 90s home, so I put that there. And I feel like, I don't know what it is about that mirror. That mirror feels nostalgic to me. Like, it feels like an old mirror you would have from, like, the 90s or something. I can't explain it, but it just felt right, so I put the mirror above it. And, yeah, I just spruce this up a bit. I add some little decor pieces. I try to match it and stuff like that. I wanted to have a little bit of color in it, you know. I didn't want it to be too bland. Okay, so, yeah, I do like the carpets and stuff like that. I add some like painting fixtures. I use this grilled cheese thing from the store. I think the grilled cheese thing is free. I could be mistaken, but that picture might be free. I could be very wrong, but I'm pretty sure they gave it to us for free because it was like a grilled cheese photo, but I could be wrong because it's really confusing to remember what is what, because they just offered some random free things in the store sometimes, so I don't know what's what sometimes, so I apologize. But yeah, I put the little display case thing from University that's from like the comic book store to kind of make it look like they do collectibles and stuff like that. Oh, I also changed the wallpaper completely in the entirety of the house with like the hallways and the living room, because I was looking at photos and I was like, you know what, a lot of 90s homes, it looked like early 90s, had really, I wouldn't say gaudy, but it had sort of really floral, kind of loud like wallpaper, and I wanted something that kind of matched it. And I was like, you know what, let me do that. So I added that to the entirety of that floor. I'm doing the bathroom here. This is a bathroom for like everyone on the floor to share, like for the other 2 rooms or anybody, I guess a guest or whatever. But so that was just like a basic bathroom setup that I do there. And yeah, like I said, so this was the hallway right there. I changed all the wallpaper for the entirety of like the other parts of the house too. I do different wallpapers for the bedrooms because I kind of fit them to each of their themes and personalities and stuff like that. And yeah, this is just me doing the bathroom and the bedroom for like the master suite bathroom and stuff like that. So I do add a laundry basket to some rooms. Just to note, if you do by chance want to download this, I don't put a laundry basket in every single room. I put one only in the bathroom for this main, like the bathroom for this bedroom. I put one in like the teen bedroom, and I think that may be it. There could be more. I'm not really sure. I can't remember. But I also set up for a pet in this house just in case, because then like, a lot of families, like bigger families, tend to have pets and stuff too. So there's a pet bed that I add, and I add a food bowl in the kitchen and stuff like that. I don't add any pet toys or anything, but that can always be added if you wanted to. And here I'm doing the nursery, and I go for a set theme of like a light blue sort of thing, and I want it to kind of be like sort of like by the ocean side or water or something. So I go with the theme based off of that. And again, I do use store content, so I put the changing table there because I feel like it's kind of a necessity because it adds to more of like a realism when I play with The Sims 3 with like babies and stuff. I prefer it. But yeah, so I go with this wallpaper. I thought it was cute with like the little lighthouses, and I kind of just change the color a bit with it. I add decor to the walls, and I use them as like accent pieces and stuff, like accent walls. So I put it on either side, but I leave the other ones the original color that they were, like that sort of I don't know, like yellowy beige. And you know, I just kind of add stuff to make it more of a kid's room, to make it more playful, more kid friendly, things like that. And there is already carpet in that room, so I don't add any other carpet. But yeah, here I'm adding the dog bowl, like I said. I add that little like dog food bag and stuff too, so that way it just adds a little bit to it, like, oh, time to feed the dog. And oh, and they also add this like diaper changing station. I always forget that exists. Whenever I look at it, when I'm looking through decor pieces in The Sims 3, I always assume it's just like a towel rack that came with University for some reason. My mind always goes to that, but I always forget that it's actually a diaper changing station that came with Generations. I don't know why. It just keeps happening. Anyway, that's the main bedroom. I kind of cut some of it because I was changing my mind on things. I was really trying to grab the 90s feel. They just unfortunately don't offer the exact floral print that I was looking for, but I liked the color theme and everything that went with that maroon color and like the florals that were on it, so I just stuck with that. So I unfortunately didn't get the exact feel I wanted for that bedroom, but it did the job. It did the trick. Like, it was the best that I could get, unfortunately. And yeah, so here I'm doing the teen's bedroom, and I love this bed. I don't use it that much in the game. I feel like because it's a very specific like vibe that you get from it, and I feel like it's supposed to be master suite stuff, but this really feels like it's a bed perfect for a teenager, because it's like, oh, you know, they love like the little bed frame, and it feels like, you know, I love it with the little drapery on the sides too and stuff. Like, that was a bed I would have dreamed to have when I was probably like 14 or something. So yeah, I do add a lot of like personality on the wall. I add a lot of the posters. I do change it up a bit. I add like a dresser and a mirror and stuff like that, and I add a hamper eventually. And I, you know, just put a bunch of different, like, I try to add different interests through the posters and things like that, but not too much that are just so random, you know what I mean? So I try to make it seem like it's for a specific like type of sim, like with specific interests and things like that. And yeah, that's pretty much what I do for this room. I really loved the lavender theme that I went for. I just love the color lavender. Any excuse to use it, I will use it. Oh, and for this mirror, I don't like that you can't change everything on it, like with the bag and stuff, but I made it like cheetah print or something, because I felt like that was really 90s. I felt like that was kind of fun to add that. And then I add the curtains here, again, from Master Suite stuff. I kind of make it match a bit. A very lavender, centric room, you know, and I put accent little walls on each smaller side. And yeah, so there's the living room. It has a different carpet now. I'm doing the basement soon. Like I said, the stairs are outside the backyard that I have blocked off with the wall, so you don't really look at it, so it's kind of like you don't notice it, you know. But this was very nostalgic as well for me, just like seeing things like this with basements where you have like a little bar set up at home, a personal bar, like that radio, that entire like stereo system was the most nostalgic piece for me, and it's like I need to use it because it reminded me, like, as a young kid, literally using like my grandma's like stereo system and dancing to like Destiny's Child and 3LW in like her room. I was like I just needed to use it. I was like, I have to. And I add more of like the CD piles and stuff. I think that came with high and loft stuff. This shows you how like dated like this game is, because of course CDs, like who really uses CDs anymore? Everything is more of a digital age. You have like digital copies of things, or you stream stuff, which I do miss kind of getting CDs and like getting excited to find them in stores and things like that. So this was kind of a fun thing to do for a build, just because it was nice to like go back to that sort of vibe and like nostalgia. I don't know. It's just nice to do nostalgic things sometimes in The Sims. And yeah, so I'm doing the outside now. I don't add too much stuff. I try to just, you know, I do like the driveway, and I add the washer and dryer there instead. I originally had it in the basement, but like I said, I didn't like it. And then, yeah, so I do like a wall. I block it off just so you don't really like pay attention to it, because it's kind of like, I'm not going to say it's ugly, but I didn't like that it was outside, but it was the only choice that I had. So I do apologize. And yeah, just like a basic little grill, some lounge chairs, some seating. I put a little rock station stereo outside. I know I do like lighting fixtures. I do a pathway for this. And I added the sprinkler. There is nothing to actually grow, but you could always make like a garden in the front if you wanted to. I just put a sprinkler there because you can use a sprinkler, especially with the pet. They can run around in it and play in it, and so can kids, and so can adults and everyone. So I figured it maybe be a fun thing for them to use in the summertime, you know, and it just felt realistic to me to have like some kind of sprinkler on a big lawn like this. So I added that in because why not? I don't show it, but I changed the front with the flowers a little bit, and I added more like bushes, and I changed some of the color to make it a bit more spread out and a little bit more varied. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to put a slideshow of some photos of the interior and some of the exterior for this build. I hope you enjoyed. If you download this, I hope you enjoy it as well. Thank you for watching, and take care. Bye now.